I guess I can say I am about an intermediate pilot on my good days, but today I forgot my sunglasses, so I'm gonna be flying like this when I close, when I open, so I think we can say I'm a beginner pilot for sure today. It's so bright, you guys. What a terrible mistake to go flying without sunglasses, but that's okay because I'm out with a mini version of one of my favorite RC planes. If you guys have watched the channel for at least the last year or two, you would know that one of my favorite go-to, just chill, easy planes to get up and fly and land is my Hobby Zone AEROSCOUT. Well, they just came out with this mini AEROSCOUT. It's a 3-channel plane, fully ready to fly, under $100. Nate flew it for you guys about a week ago, and why didn't I get to fly it, Nate? I mean, what was up with that? Did you forget that I exist?
I wanted you to have a full battery.
Sure. So today I'm just gonna have some fun. We're gonna fly this, get it in the air, and I'll let you know what I think about it. But so far, after watching Nate's flight with it, I'm pretty happy with it. This is just an awesome plane to get newcomers into the hobby, and I am all about that. Let's go fly. Let's take off.
That has a steerable wheel, Abby. Isn't that cool? So you're very used to flying 4-channel planes. This is a 3-channel plane.
So this has rates too, right?
It does, high and low,
I'm
yes.
guessing I'm in the low rate right now?
It actually starts you off in the high rate.
Oh, okay.
Because, you know, it kind of needs the high rate.
And you have to click the stick.
Yeah, you click the left stick for binding, you click the right stick for rates. You're doing good though. You're doing really good.
Just kind of getting a feel for it here. You guys know, if you've followed us for a while, I'm always quiet on my maiden.
Well, you're doing just fine.
Thanks.
I wanted to see what you thought too. This is kind of being marketed as one of the most durable planes, and especially for the price. I mean, come on, 99 bucks. It's an amazing price for a ready to fly. I think it even comes with the AA batteries, which is really awesome. And something else to consider too for that price, you really can't find anything this big ready to fly for that price.
It is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be.
Yes. You can see it forever away. You're not really playing with throttle a whole lot. See how you're starting to porpoise a little?
Yes,
blast that throttle.
Okay.
So if you start to porpoise like that, it's a good learning opportunity for anybody watching. That just means you're not getting enough significant, reliable lift and forward movement. Airplanes need forward movement. So if you're porpoising, you feel like you don't have enough control, you need movement or air over those control surfaces in the back, and forward movement or throttle will give you that. 3-channel airplane, very simple controls and simple flight, but it really gives a person an opportunity to learn how to fly.
We've got some wind today.
Yeah, it's starting to pick up now. The sun's getting a little hotter, and it's definitely starting to pick up.
I think I'm nose heavy too, mate. Just so you know.
Well, it's possible I could have mounted the battery just a little bit forward, but you're going to notice a little bit of porpoising on a plane like this versus a more powerful hobby grade airplane. Huge props to you, Abby. You're such a good camera person.
Oh my gosh.
You're good, you're good. What you don't want to do is start to kind of overreact and amplify the movements that the airplane is doing. So if you notice you're dipping down a little bit, you want to keep one step ahead of the airplane. Just focus on keeping that wing as level as possible. Get a little closer to us, see if I can get you. There you go, nice and tight on the camera. I'm going to focus on you filming here, and you let them know what you think about how it's flying. That way we're not just zoomed out the whole time.
Well, one-eyed flying is a little hard.
You are squinting to fly, aren't you?
You know how you get like what they call floaters, like all the black crud in your eyes when it's bright out? I have like a bajillion of those in my eyes right now.
Oh man.
So where's the plane? You guys can't even see it.
Are you the floater or are you the airplane?
No.
Oh, you're porpoising like crazy. Come on, get it under control. You got this.
As I said, I can tell you have me nose heavy. So
yeah, I might have.
I'm going to give it a lot of elevator right now. I fully blame you. I feel like you set me up for failure.
Well, how about you land it and I make the adjustment for you? Good chance to practice landings too. You could also add a little trim if you're having to give up elevator while you're flying. This plane has full trim functionality, which is awesome. You can land in grass or asphalt with this guy. Little power. The wind is pushing against you, so there you go. Great job. Good landing. Okay, what we did was I gave Abby some up trim. The CG felt good, so see if that helps. Abby's still not super used to more throttle.
Full throttle.
Well, your battery might be getting a little low. You're just not quite used to trimming your own airplanes yet.
Nope.
So we landed it, and I gave her 7 clicks of up trim. We'll see if that helps. It does help?
Yep.
Oh, good. Perfect. I'm glad. What does that mean? I think we should talk about that because a lot of beginners are going to fly this. So you...
Oh, there's the battery.
Oh, man. Well, I'll talk about it when we land, okay? Oh, so we knew the battery was a little low.
Now it flies way better.
I'm sorry you flew with not a trimmed airplane. Oh, good landing on the asphalt. Good landing.
I could land this time. The last time I couldn't land.
I think this is a really good chance to take this as a learning opportunity, especially if you're a newer pilot, and everyone that's experienced, you guys keep me right on track, okay? So a couple things in this video. You may have noticed Abby's flight was significantly shorter than mine. That's because she was full throttle a lot, thinking that throttle is what she needed to fight through the porpoise. What I didn't know, because my hands were not on the controls, is that she was actually nosing down some. And it's not her job to communicate that to me, but there is part of Abby that is still very much on a beginner skill level of RC planes, and that's trimming her plane in the air. There's nothing wrong with that. Learning opportunity here for Abby and everyone watching, and this would be a really good plane for you to learn that on. So Abby, while you've advanced past this plane on your flying regular skills, this would be a great one. I could mess up the trim real bad on it and say, good luck flying it, and make you trim it in the air.
Yeah, that would be
fun. That'd be
fun.
fun because this thing will take the crashes. So that's a really cool thing. Maybe we'll do that.
Okay.
So Abby was actually nosing down. If she took her hands off the controls, the plane was going down.
Yeah, I was giving it up elevator the entire time.
And I didn't know that. I thought she was just fighting the porpoise up and down, and she was trying to throttle through it, which is why my flight was longer. I didn't have to fly full throttle the whole time. So because the plane was going down, you've got some buttons right here. Most radios look almost exactly like this. It's either a button or a little knob you push left or right or up or down. And again, the plane is nosing down, so you want to correct that. The way you correct the plane nosing down is by actually pushing down trim on your radio. If you want the plane to fly up, you have to pull back on the right stick. So you're actually pulling back, not down. As she was having to give pulling back input, that means she can click this 1, 2, 3. If it's nosing down a lot, you want to click this a bunch, like 10 or more times. If it's just barely nosing down, you could click it 2 or 3 times, and that might be enough to fix it. We did 7 clicks on the ground, just a guess. And apparently that was enough to really make a difference for her flying. Now, if your airplane is going up on its own, you're not touching this right stick at all, there's little to no wind, but it's just climbing, that means you need a little bit of down trim. So you could click that, you push down to get the airplane to go down, you press this button to trim it down. The same goes with left and right. If your airplane is banking to the right on its own, you might want to give a little bit of left trim input, okay? So this is just a nice little learning opportunity for everybody watching. Pro pilots already know that, but we like to help throw beginner tips out when possible. This applies to this airplane. It applies to $10,000 airplanes that guys are flying, jets that use real jet fuel. If their airplane is banking to the right a little bit, they can trim it up the exact same way. So there's a lot to be learned on this airplane. Most of the time when you trim it up, as long as you put your battery back in the same spot on the next flight, it should fly exactly perfect. But sometimes when a plane is new, and in this case it is brand new, we got to get it trimmed up so it flies great every time.
Well,
so
sometimes when you transport planes, stuff gets bumped.
That's right, and we took the main wing off and put it back in the box, and so you might have to trim it up a little bit. Abby unfortunately just struggled that whole flight. So this is another opportunity to mention something great for all RC pilots. Whether this is your very first plane, you've been in the hobby for 10 years, I'd love to encourage you to get AMA. If you're flying an airplane out there AMA is the Academy of Model Aeronautics. They're basically at their core an insurance program for us that fly RC planes, RC helicopters and things. Even those of us that just drive RC cars, they offer insurance for that too. You're covered for all those RCs. They have a lot of benefits and features that they offer the hobbyists as well. But let's say you pick one of these puppies up, 99 bucks, you go fly it somewhere, you smack into someone's car, even if you're flying, you know, at an AMA sanctioned airfield, you're gonna wanna have AMA insurance to cover your butt. I would never even so much as think about charging one of my airplane batteries without having active AMA insurance. So if this is your first plane, I highly encourage you to do a little research. Okay, let's leave it up to your own decision. But since day one of my flying, and every single day since then, I've never put anything in the air without AMA. So if that tells you anything, I would not even consider it, putting something in the air without AMA. That's where I stand on it. Then I'll leave the decision up to you, and we'll have information where you can sign up and get your AMA insurance linked in the description box below, right by this airplane. Abby and I, we both love it. Right?
Yes.
I like flying this for the price.
For the 30 seconds I got to fly it how it's supposed to be flown, it was really nice.
I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
Well,
you know, see that.
I should have just attempted, I know trim and I used to be able to trim my drones, and I should have just
applied that.
Tried to do it myself instead of relying on you. So that's another step I need to take in order to become a more solid intermediate pilot, not just a right in the edge of intermediate.
You're a great pilot once I get you in the air.
Yeah, I just rely on you a lot.
Yeah,
so I need to start taking the reins and learning that kind of stuff too.
I would appreciate that, and I think you'll appreciate it in the end too.
Well, you learn more camera stuff, and then we'll talk.
Need to. I sure do. Yeah, like don't wear your sunglasses when you're filming.
Yeah, that would probably help. Okay,
so all the good stuff will be linked in the description box below. I can learn from a plane like this. You have a lot to learn from a plane like this, doing the trim and stuff. And a beginner would do very well with something like this. I would encourage you to not fly this in much wind, whether you are especially a beginner, even an advanced pilot. Remember, this is it's a pretty good sized brushed motor, and it's just a 3-channel airplane, so it can't power through much wind. As these winds pick up, this plane will stay grounded today. It's a morning and evening flyer for where we live. Look ahead at the weather and fly on a calm day. I had a great time today. I know this was kind of an educational opportunity in this video, but also to let you guys know that this really is worth that $100 price point, right under 100 bucks. So if you want to pick one up, this puppy is brand spanking new. Pick one of these up. And if your budget allows for it, we, Abby and I both, would encourage you to get the ready to fly larger version, hobby grade version of the AEROSCOUT. It might cost double the price, but you get 10 times the amount of airplane as what this one is, okay? So if your budget's there, swing by and pick that one up. We'll have that linked in the description box below too, so we don't steer you in the wrong direction, get you in the right place. All the good stuff's down there. Great day flying, great educational opportunity, and for that I thank God. And I also want to say a huge thank you to all of our Patreon supporters. You guys keep the channel rolling. We would probably just fly this one time and, you know, maybe take 5 days off or something if not for our Patreon supporters, but we know you guys want to see the content rolling. We know there's a lot of negativity out there in the world right now, and our channel is a positive escape for a lot of people, and so that makes us feel awesome and wonderful. And I just want to say thank you to all of our patrons that help motivate us and keep us going to get the content out here to you guys and keeping it free for everybody watching. That's amazing. We have another video of this airplane, me flying it, my maiden experience. If you guys would like to see that, my opinion on it and my first impressions, we'll have that video popping up right about now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you there.
Bye.